what's going on? Today is mint. As you would have just seen, we are at a different shed today. It's like, it's a workshop basically. It's ridiculous. It's got every single tool, it's got every single, anything you could ever want. The Liberty is back on the road, which is sick. Yeah, so we're gonna duck inside now. We're gonna meet Dean. He's basically the guy that owns this shed. The way I met Dean was actually through a friend of the gym that I go to, and I rocked up one day and my car was parked out the front, and she goes, oh, like we said hello and said good day and stuff. She goes, oh, my partner's really into cars, and I was like, oh yeah, cool, no worries, that's cool. Like kind of just brushed it off and said whatever. And then anyway, we ended up coming over to their house one night for dinner, and came down to his shed, which is the shed that you would have just seen, and there was a freaking 700 horsepower GTR, 2 hoists, every single tool you could ever want in your life. And yeah, it just blew my mind. I was like, your partner's into cars? Like, no f***ing shit, he's into cars. Like, he's got a f***ing workshop down in this bottom part of their house that I'm thinking about moving into. So yeah, let's jump in and have a look. So welcome to the shed. This is what my partner's into cars as well looks like. So the very first thing, actually the 2 hoists weren't up, but the very first thing that I did see was his GTR. So he's actually got a full Nismo R32 GTR, which at the time was like 700 horsepower or something like that, but since then it actually cracked the block between cylinders 3 and 4, so RV owners will know that situation all too well. So at the moment it's looking very sad and sorry for itself, but it will return and it will be better. Hello. So far there's just like 2 tool cabinets like full of shit all ready to go into the GTR, as well as like everything else that you could ever imagine. So this is like the domain of working on cars. It's just all too sick. Right now we are just looking at the WRX. In the meantime, Dean actually bought a 99 WRX track car, which looks a little bit like this. We're actually doing the White Line Rally Sprint series in it, which you guys will see at a later date to this, because I wanted to get this video out first and then move on from there. Ned is here today. Hello, Ned. We're just working on a new muffler.
Side exhaust.
Yes.
Straight out the side.
A full 4G 63 conversion.
Yeah.
So this is just to do a bit of a shop walk around. You would have seen in that montage just a second ago most of this stuff, but it's just like, it's the most ridiculous thing ever. This shed is just like more equipped than most workshops. So there's just shelves and shelves of everything that you could ever want, along with every single tool that you could ever work on a car. That's actually a 6-speed. That 6-speed is going to go into the WRX track car, so hopefully with a bit of insider knowledge from Ned and I, we should be able to actually sort that out pretty well. Over here is just more tools and more crap, and then like, look at this, it's just like, this shed is like so wild. It's like people like you and I that just watch YouTube all the time and just watch car guys all the time. This is the type of person that you want to have a YouTube channel just to watch everything. So it's crazy that this just goes on in here. That's the big dog himself, Dean. Hello, Dean.
Hello.
At the moment, Dean is just fabbing up the muffler for the WRX, along with everything else on this bench that you can see. I would arguably say that there is going to be a ton of content coming out inside this shed, because it's a hell of a lot better than it is working on my garage floor. You would have seen that in the 6-speed videos. On the topic of 6-speeds, there's actually a really funny moment in my 6-speed swap where Ned and I are laying on the ground and I get a message on my phone and it says something along the lines of, why the f fuck are you doing that on your garage floor when I have 2 hoists and a 250 square meter shed at my house? This is said shed. So this is where we could have been doing it. Instead, Ned and I decided to slug it out. And to be honest, it was a learning curve and a half. Would I do it again? If a friend needed help and was stuck, I would do it. Would I suggest anyone do it again? No way. 100% hire a hoist, go sort yourself out. It will make your life so much easier. Obviously, really excited to see the GTR come together. I'm not going to start throwing power figures out there, but it'll be probably well and truly north of 700 horsepower. Actually, this is definitely worth noting. In the meantime of the GTR being sad and sorry for itself, Dean picked up this, which is actually a full sequential for the GTR. A full sequential for the GTR. Bit of a shorter video today, but it was definitely one that was necessary because it's just ridiculous. In here is just too much. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you're keen to see a heap more about it. If you've got any other questions, let us know. I can guarantee you that I am way more excited for this than you are, because this is just goals, to be honest. So anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Ever since you shut the door on everything we knew, you're too late for love.